9 WPM.
9 WPM.
Y194.
Y195.
All right.
And
Note that
Judas.
in case we die 4 times.
All right.
Wait. You guys, do you have Bomber, Mr. Mega?
You must have started with Eden's Blessing from your last run,
Eden's
maybe?
Blessing, yeah. Nice.
But on a
Lucky
seed?
me.
I didn't know they went to seeds. Like,
Lucky me.
you know? That's weird. I don't do enough seeds, I guess.
As well. Yeah, I mean, we used to, but now Afterbirth is like a sometimes game. The same way that cookies are now a sometimes food for the Cookie Monster.
I told everyone on my channel when I die on this next streak, I'm retiring Isaac till Afterbirth Plus, but it shouldn't be too long because they said it was going to be 60 days from like a week or two ago or whatever, maximum.
Yeah.
Oh god, what if I get you killed in Isaac and it means you can't play it anymore? That's too much to put on me, Cobalt.
Well,
Dude.
thankfully, dying on a seed doesn't end your streak.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm also in a different file as well, so...
Pressure's off. Times 2.
No, I have to do very specific things on my streak now. I have to go to the dark room. I have to play all the characters backwards in a row, starting with the keeper.
You got house rules.
Yeah, it's like house rules. I made it around the wheel twice, so...
Ooh, that's really good.
Not bad, considering one day I tried to just get a keeper run going and I died 3 times in a row. So...
That's how keeper is, though. We all know that.
all I gotta say is the Lost Room is terrible when you're the keeper of the Lost. Or the Dark Room.
I've been randoming the keeper, like, probably once every 4 randoms. And
Yeah.
this shit is driving me crazy.
It's so dumb. When I did my random streak...
Samson and the keeper, and then, like,
Samson's
1 out of every
great.
9 times, it's the Lost. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm very pro Samson.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. I love when I random him.
Maggie for a while.
Yeah, I think I had like a 70 streak built up, 75, and of about 20 of those runs, they were all either lost or keeper. That's how many I random. It was like 1 every 3 runs. At one point, I random lost keeper. Back to back to back.
That is harrowing.
And I beat those motherfucking runs somehow. I don't know how, but...
I needed 15 cents. My last bomb got me to 14.
Wouldn't it be nice if you had an extra 5 super bombs?
It would. It would make all the difference right now. The floor's not over. There's still a chance I get another penny.
Where'd you get a dime from? Are you on the first floor or the second floor?
For me, first floor.
My voice is loud. Here, let me...
No, I had to bomb my donation machine a couple times.
I'm not
I
too
see.
worried about it. You know, a humbling bundle, who cares? It's a bad
I
item.
want it.
That's right, this scumbag gets a donation machine, and we don't, because we're
Oh,
seated.
yeah, I was
that's
like-
true.
I was like, why am I not blowing up my donation machine? Am I an idiot? Or
I was
something?
like, mine doesn't exist. Where did he get one? Oh, right, he gave us the seed.
why are they talking about Isaac? You know, it's an icebreaker. We're leaning into the Isaac conversation to start with until we get conversationally warmed up. Then we'll start talking about some stupid shit.
All right,
okay?
what the
Dude.
fuck's up with the Red Baron? Does this guy fly planes or he cook pizzas or both? What's his deal?
What kind of a pizza mascot is that? Does that mean he can just deliver them
And
fast?
killed them.
He's just like fucking parachute dropping pizzas in on people like the stork or something?
You know what?
Pizza
Are
store.
there pizza mascots are not very good. Like the Burger King, that's an okay mascot. But then what's a pizza mascot? You got
Mostly
Little
they don't have
Caesars.
them. Usually it's like an old Italian guy or something, you know?
They're like weird historical figures. Why is that?
It's named after like the shape of the building that the pizza is made
A
in.
hut.
Yeah,
I like
it's a Pizza Hut.
Tombstone, but it's not.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not gonna kill me though. Like
I didn't even think about that one.
the
Yeah.
Tombstone.
Pizza Hut really look like a hut though? It looks like a pavilion to me.
They I was driving down the road today, and I went past this old Pizza Hut, and they had leveled it. I was like, "Where'd my Pizza Hut go?"
Well, that's better
Relentless.
than the alternative. Like, there's a Pizza Hut in my hometown that went out of business, and nothing can go in that store
Yeah.
because it looks like a Pizza Hut. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the same way like every town that had a Blockbuster that went out of business, they still have like the weird half-ripped movie stub sign outside of it, and you're like, well, you can't put like, you know, a Costco there and just put Costco on the sign. Not to mention it's about 1/30th the size required, but you get the idea.
How do you let a business like Blockbuster even go out of business? You could see the Netflix coming from a mile away. Why would you just not just copy them faster or something. Their
What
model.
could they pivot to though?
They had the opportunity to buy Netflix at one point for dirt cheap.
Well, you know, that shit's not going to take off. Nobody has the internet, really. It's just some people.
I still have a Blockbuster in my town.
What?
It's the last one. That's the one that tweets.
That's the
There's
one that
probably,
tweets.
like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 30 Blockbusters left in America.
Or in the world, for that matter.
Which it would probably be in the world as well, yeah.
If Blockbuster went online, would we call it Netbuster?
I would
Or
call
Blocknet?
Nutbuster.
it Blocknet. That's
No,
not.
that sounds like a Robert Herjavec jam. He's into online security, right?
Canada still has Blockbusters. I wouldn't be surprised if there was
Just
like.
in Canada?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like, you know, 5 or 10 Blockbusters left in Canada. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, you know what I've been watching lately on Netflix? Under
wait,
Arrest. Oh!
Under arrest.
Under arrested
damn it.
development.
I was like, oh, I just hit him with the under. Maybe he's gonna think like Underdome or something.
Undertale, the show.
Undertale, the show, yeah, my
Undertale,
favorite.
The show.
Yeah, and all of those under arrest video, it's like Canadian cops, basically.
Oh, dude!
It's
maybe-
it's Canadian. It's
I
all
wonder if
Canadians.
That's what the border security company pivoted to after they were found unconstitutional in Canada. I would totally watch that. I love TV shows where I can feel good about myself by watching people whose lives are just like totally fucked up.
It's refreshing to see that people in Canadian are just as dumb as drunk Americans. It's refreshing.
People in Canadian.
Canada, yes.
Yeah, people in Canada
Yeah.
are Canadian most of the time. Yeah, no, it's true. Like you watch on border security, you're like, man, there's some Canadians who are trying to get away with some shady shit.
They all carry machetes. It's like
We do not all carry machetes.
no
but-
ninja swords, machetes, steak knives, anything sharp. Because it's never like this guy's got an Uzi. Watch out! It's like maybe a hunting rifle. That's how I knew it was.
Jack Lauren.
It didn't straight up say Canada like the first few episodes, and that's how I knew is like the guy had the hunting rifle, you know, and they're
mean,
pulling
we-
machetes out of the cars.
We don't really have much gun crime. Like there are shootings, but not really that many. There's a lot more like, you know, stabbings or like, you know, running
Yeah.
somebody over with their
All the
car.
There's only 68 deaths or something for Canada for gun shooting. Like I don't remember which year it was for, but compared to America's 11,000, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but hilariously enough, there was a shooting in Vancouver like a week ago. Like a
Yeah,
fatal.
I mean, pick a state for us though, right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
You're gonna have like multiple every day.
I keep a microphone machete in the back of my trunk.
What is it?
Rocking some steady.
Microphone. Oh, it's a lyric from a Limp Bizkit song.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
He's gonna
Yo,
slay him with the
people
mic.
Kind of shaming me here a little bit. They're saying like, so you like shows like Hoarders? Honestly,
That show makes me feel bad for him.
I mean, I feel bad for them. I
watch
don't
Hoarders,
wanna go
though.
down this road because it almost gets like a little too real.
Dude,
But-
the only ones I can't watch are the ones that hoard animals. Those
Yeah, no,
that
that's
gets
too-
me.
That's too much. But when there's like a 70-year-old dude, and they're like, "Okay, Dad, we're gonna throw out this newspaper from like 1971," and he's like, "I might need that someday." I'm
Yeah.
like, that's really sad, but also, come on, man.
He's like,
But
I
there's
could
a
use
whole-
that for toilet paper, maybe kindle a fire in 10 years.
Psychological attachment thing that happens with objects and possessions, where they sort of turn them into artifacts, and they associate their best memories, and they're.
I've done that
keeping
with
themselves
things,
warm.
actually. I have
items,
felt
right?
that way with things, but I make myself throw them away. And
But it
I
becomes
can see the
obsessive to
want
point
not
where
to.
Everything gets that way.
Yeah. I'm like that with video game cases, and I used to be that way with loot crate boxes.
Yeah.
My heart was broken when I saw the PS2 cases that got sun damage on the edge of my my collection. The plastic on them actually kind of broke apart, and I felt really shitty about that.
Is there a difference between being a collector and a hoarder, though? I get there's got to be, because a
Yeah.
collector will keep their things nice and for
Well,
the
like,
most part.
do you have a mountain of trash that
It's
you have
about
to climb
self-control,
over?
yeah.
But what is trash to me? You know, like, I mean, does it just have to be organized in a better way? Like, if all that trash was clearly put away and there wasn't just an excessive amount of it, like, but
Is
they
it
had a
impeding
lot of
your
it.
living situation. That's
It's
kind
got
of
to
the big
impede
one.
your living situation to be like a,
Here's
a
the
bad,
rule
like a hoarder.
for hoarders, I think, is can you see your floor? If you can see your floor, you're not a hoarder. You might have a problem, but you know you might be en route. But
There's a whole spectrum between like normal collector and hoarder, I think.
Some
The
hoarders though
gradation.
will only have like a line they walk from that they can barely see the floor.
Yeah, that's the path.
Yeah, like a path. Some people just climb over their shit or just don't go in rooms anymore. It's crazy.
those episodes do not make it onto the best of. Like, it's not a real episode of Hoarders until I have to watch a dude, like, climb a 8-foot-high mountain of trash.
Yeah, to get to their bed in the corner with like 3 dirty blankets.
Yeah,
It's like, at least
otherwise-
wash your
Falls
blankets,
on 'em.
man.
Otherwise, I'd be like, why am I watching this? I could be watching somebody actually destroy their life with drugs right now on intervention. Like, this
Yeah,
is
exactly.
my
Drug Incorporated on Netflix or whatever.
Schadenfreude, which is probably pronounced horribly, but my Schadenfreude, you know, I've only got a very limited amount of time for it on, you know, each day. So, you know, don't waste my time with people whose lives are only sort of in disarray.
The question is, how exploitative are these shows, right? Like, they're trying to help them at the core of it, but is it more about, like, look at this weird stuff? Or is it about
Yes.
actually helping them?
Like, I think that on intervention, there's actually, like, they make, like, a pretty good effort to...
Well, they'll bring in doctors and
someone's
stuff
life.
too, like that deal with organization and helping
Yeah.
people learn to let go. So they'll actually bring in professionals to help them. The worst, though, is when they do like a relook after they get everything nice and clean and
Yeah.
they've already have it half hoarded again, you know?
The thing is, fucked is that, like, I actually think that for the most part in intervention, they treat the subject with dignity, which I think is important. Whereas
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of hoarders is really like, hey, look at this weirdo. You know, they can't throw out a bag of potato chips they bought in the 80s.
And then we get My Strange Addiction, which on the level of
Oh
exploitation,
my God.
where is that
Yo.
at? The
There's
top?
someone that eats
My-
paint?
My Strange Addiction is a national service as far as I'm concerned.
Please explain.
I'm so happy that My Strange Addiction exists, just because. Well, first off, a lot of people try to tell me it's fake. I don't know if that's actually correct. I know a lot of reality TV is fake, of course, but for whatever reason, I've never questioned My Strange Addiction. But selfishly, my happiness when I watch that show is I go, look at this weirdo.
Did you see the girl that likes to make herself a living doll?
I have seen a couple of those documentaries. Yeah.
Can you explain what that entails? Because I don't think I've seen that one.
They basically get lots of dress up in like lots of doll clothing, so like very frilly dresses. They'll put on wigs. They basically make themselves look as much like a living doll as they can. They'll get like those contact lenses that make your eyes look, your pupils bigger, like an anime girl. Right. They'll even do like body implants and stuff like that to like shape themselves like it.
So this
It
is how
gets
jaded
crazy.
I am. I thought the assumption here was going to be that the person had made a small incision and was slowly filling themselves with stuffing.
No.
I'm actually serious. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that would be great. Holy crap.
I mean, the freaking lady eats rocks and the other lady drinks gasoline. I don't know where the limits are anymore.
Yeah, like
Oh my
eating parts of their mattress and stuff like that. Which, you know, that's not that far away from what you mentioned.
Yeah.
They're filling themselves with stuffing, just, you know, through a different hole.
I guess you can't be a living doll if you're just eating or filling yourself with fake stuff. You're not living anymore.
It was crazy, but they do it. The thing is, they live their life as a living doll. They don't just like get out of their costume. A lot of these people, because there's multiple people that do this, and so they'll go like it shows them going to like a job interview and stuff, and the lady's just like, what the hell? She looks like a doll. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I could hire somebody here to work like that.
You know what's funny is that, if I remember correctly, was that job interview not at a fucking Pizza Hut?
It was at it was at like a it was at a sushi restaurant or something. I think.
Okay.
Pizza Hut would be too perfect.
I wish it was at a
Fired.
Pizza Hut.
Thanks for the resubscription. Oh man, and I don't know about you, but like when I watch a TV show like that, it motivates me to like do one thing that makes my life better. Like whenever I finish watching a show about somebody who like can't stop eating pieces of their couch, I'm like, I gotta like, you know, pay that phone bill, and then I just go pay the phone bill, and like
That's what triggers.
it generates like
Phone bill.
positive change in my life. But I'm not gonna.
I'm
be
doing great,
holier
guys.
than
Thanks
thou.
for
Like, a
asking,
lot of it
Matt.
is like, hey, that dude.
Yeah, so
He's telling his dad.
a little
that
hard,
he wants
a little
to
more hard to
have sex
interact
his
with
car.
chat
And then his dad's got to stand there and be like, "Well,
on Wednesdays because
I
I
love
have
you,
guests,
son.
but I will try to mute
it's
my
a little
mic and
strange though." And
say
he's
what's
like,
up
yeah,
every
I
now
know.
and then. Thanks for
And,
being here, guys. Thank you very much, Apocalyptic, as well.
It's
wonder if you,
like
like-
you don't want to stigmatize people for things, but it's like that's a tough one to understand.
I feel like if you can't laugh at a dude who has sexual intercourse with his car, like if I met him on the street, I wouldn't be like, "Hey, car fucker, what's up?" I'd be like, "Hey, man, I saw you on TV. Like, how you doing?" Hey, he's a human being, you know. You
Yeah, of
gotta treat him
course.
But at the same time, if you can't watch that and be like, there's some humor in this situation.
At some level, I feel like they want attention for their weird thing too. Like that might be a part of why they do it. So getting on TV is kind of like a way to, like, you know, if they didn't want to be there, they wouldn't force them to be on TV, right? Like,
I'm just very hesitant about the potential of stigmatizing mental illness and making this out to seem like a happy, silly thing when, you know,
Right,
they may
yeah.
not be
No,
too thrilled about it themselves.
yeah, of course. And if a lot of people can't help the things that they're doing, like the hoarders. They have like traumatic events happen in their lives,
you don't
and
think
then
they
it
would
just
help
turns that shit
themselves
on.
if they had the option? Of course they would.
My headset died. Correct.
But at the same
I need to
time,
make
like
this too real.
that dude. Whoa! Hello?
Yeah, that was terrifying.
It's Mouth.
It's the Soma monster come to get us.
Sorry, stupid headset died.
That's cool. I figured that's what
Did
was.
it make that weird sound again?
Yeah. It
Yeah, it
went-
did a little.
I am about to get a new headset, a wireless one. I just need to figure out which one I want.
I heard stay away from Logitech
Really?
Yeah,
for wireless. Yeah.
right now it's between Astro, Steel Series, and a Razer, Man of War, and I don't know which one to get.
You might want to check out the Corsair. What is it? The Void as well.
Corsair Void.
I've heard good things about that one.
Turn one, I play Coin and Corsair Void.
Yeah. Kind of let you have that one.
All hail King Server. I'm
So-
not making fun of those people, but those people are being made fun of, and I'm laughing at it. But they also consented to being made fun of, so
They're
it's
on the
weird-
show, you know. They
But
want
that's why I was
to
bringing it up, 'cause
educate
it's like-
people.
It's not necessarily 100% agreed upon that what's happening here is we're putting them on this TV show to make fun of them.
No.
And that's where I worry about it being
What-
misrepresentation.
What show does that air on? Station, like network? Does that air on
That's
anyway?
A&E, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
A&E runs a lot of those shows. Like people who are, you know, they have psychological problems, but they're exploited for money. You know, stuff like Hoarders, Intervention, Duck Dynasty, etc., etc.
Yeah, they canceled Duck Dynasty. By the way,
I've
They
never
just
seen Duck
canceled it.
Dynasty. But I
I
felt like
have
just
seen
making
one
a cheap
episode.
joke at the expense of the Duck Dynasty people.
They just canceled it, I guess, because the declining viewership and whatnot. I mean, why else would you cancel a show?
Yeah.
Are we gonna get canceled as streamers like one day, like 5 years down the road? Like, you motherfuckers are just not gonna show up here like, you're canceled, bitch! Like,
Your Twitch got something better coming down the pipeline. None of us are gonna see it coming.
gonna blindside us. Koopa Troopa, thank you for 3 months, man. Appreciate that.
Can't laugh at car fuckers. I'm
Why
with
not?
you. If you can't laugh at car fuckers, you can't laugh at anything. Because almost anything funny has some side of darkness. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's.
That's okay. It's a little morbid.
I just don't want to dehumanize people. That's all.
no, I agree with that. Tribs, thank you. It's a dangerous line. You know, the reality is that it's not a dangerous line. And if we weren't on the show and we were watching the TV show, I'd be like laughing my butt off. But, you know, I'm trying to maybe push a better example here. These people are human beings, but at the same time, I'm like, man, that's pretty wild that you want to, like, to have sex with your car. Have you seen the other one? This is, like, a little bit less demeaning, I think. The show that's called, like, Love at First Kiss or whatever it's called. Basically, I'll give you...
Haven't seen that one.
It's a TLC show. I'll give you the gist of it here. two people who have never met each other. They like walk into a room and say hello, and then they kiss each other, and then they talk about like, you know, what happened. Do you want to go on a date with them, etc., etc.
Right,
you know, just
right,
the standard next evolution in like horrible,
That's really awkward.
idiotic,
Marry a
reality.
stranger and see how it goes. Yeah, I know.
There's another show called Married at First Sight.
Yeah, that's the one I meant.
Kate watched 2 seasons of that, and man, there's some great moments in that. They're like, you know, they're crying, and they're like, why don't I love my spouse? And you're like, you just met him 2 days ago. Like, it's okay. Get over it. Take
They
your time.
must very much believe in arranged marriage and stuff like that to just think it's gonna work out. And go
That's
balls
arranged
deep.
by the network, apparently.
Yeah.
The best moment on Love at First Kiss, and it went viral, which is how I saw it. Is this dude is in there, and he's like, he's nervous, like very nervous, you could tell. And then the girl walks in, and you know, the guy's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in the behind the scenes interview, and the girl's like, I just like a guy who's fun, you know, just a guy who's confident and knows what he's doing with his life. And then she walks in, and he's like, hi, and she's like, hey, and then he's like, can I kiss you? And then she says, okay, and then he leans in, and he almost goes for the kiss, and then he turns and swerves and kisses her on the cheek. And hugs her, and then looks at the camera, and the look on his face is just like pure dejection, like knowing how badly he messed up the situation. It's so good.
Yeah, you really get into that stuff. That makes me feel very awkward.
It's like a palpable sense of, I don't even know what the emotion would be, but it's lovely. Drizzle it over pancakes and have it for breakfast. I'd probably watch that clip like 10 or 12 times. Yeah, then he just walks out. That's the other thing.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask next.
He
Did he
walks
reconcile or?
He just like turns around and walks out. And then he was on again. I don't remember what happened the second time, but it wasn't as novel for sure. There's a second episode where he gets trained by a kissing expert. Okay.
Oh my god.
But wait, also
He's an
that's
expert. He knows
also,
he fucked up.
there is an expert?
Yeah, there's an expert. There's a dog whisperer. Of course, there's a kissing expert.
That guy seems like good though.
Yeah, maybe the kissing expert's good. You don't know.
How many people do you have to lock lips with to become a kissing expert? Like, what are the
Maybe he's just,
qualifications for that?
You just gotta
Maybe
study
he's
it.
never practiced in the field. Yeah, he's book smart, but he's never actually put his information out there in true academic fashion.
Sounds like a Northern Lion character that you would come up with, actually.
Guy who's read like a lot of books on kissing.
On kissing, but has never done it.
Yeah, but he like coaches really good kissers.
Right.
He's like the Bill Belichick of kissing.
He's like the Will Smith in that one movie where he helps them, just pushes them along and...
Yep.
What is that?
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Hitch, I think.
Yeah,
that's Hitch. I can't watch it.
What's your
I just
most
watched
favorite and least favorite Will Smith movie?
Most favorite Will Smith.
There's so many
movie.
good Will Smith movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Men in Black 1.
Is your most favorite?
Most favorite. Least favorite. Jeez, man.
I haven't seen all of them to like know if it's my least favorite of all time, but out of what you've seen,
I haven't seen After Earth or the Concussion movie or 7 Pounds.
Same.
I haven't
any of
seen
those.
Pursuit of Happiness. Or any of those ones
I
you just
saw
mentioned
that.
either.
I think people sort of liked The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. I did see that. That was alright. I didn't hate that one.
I Am Legend. Yo, I Am Legend. They fucked up the ending, but the movie itself, I thought was pretty good.
I hated
I
the
agree.
one where he was an angel or whatever, and he was like the love story, and he's like a superhero and
Hancock.
Hancock. Yeah, I didn't really like that
Wait,
one
he
too
was an
much.
angel?
Is that
Yeah.
the same movie?
He's no, you don't remember the movie? They're like fallen
Where he's an
angels or
angel?
whatever. Yeah, they're angels at the end of the movie. That's why they're, and when they come together, they get mortal and they die.
Isn't that Denzel Washington in the movie Shine?
I don't think
Fallen?
so.
I thought you were thinking of Dogma, and that's Alanis Morissette.
No, in Hancock, they're like angels, and he loses his memory because she knocks him out or whatever, and then they always come back together.
He's
something
right.
like that.
He's right.
Don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that's like the plot twist at the end.
I had no idea.
They were called angels by people in the past. I thought they were literally like the last two angels that were still on Earth to protect it or some shit.
Maybe you're reading too literally into something, and that's all it is.
That's some hard spoilers,
Chad's,
bro.
Yeah, Chad's with them there.
What happened to the day when you could tell somebody something about a movie that you liked? Like, oh, this action scene happened and it was great, and yeah, you should definitely go see it. To where now everything's a spoiler, and you're just like, yeah, just watch it. I feel like I still need to convince people.
Well, it's like, that's why I took issue with Austin thinking I spoiled Arrival by quoting a review that said there ain't a dry eye in the house at the end. I'm like, there's emotions in this movie. That's not a spoiler.
Spoiler alert, any trailer is a spoiler that you watch. Like,
some more than others. Some ruin the whole movie.
I just want to pitch my own trailer as a person to somebody to try to get them to watch it. I don't think that's asking too much. Everybody just wants to see a spoiler.
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
which one?
Trailers.
Oh, trailers?
Yeah, you put your own YouTube trailer on your channel, and that's how they like you or not.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
I just, like, we need to come up with, like, a governmental statute that says when it's okay for spoilers to come out. And we talked about it on the show. I think it's 2 years.
I think it's more like 10 years. 5 or 10 years. Yeah.
A long time.
I think if you haven't made time in like 700 days to see something, you can't feign like you care when somebody spoils it for you.
It's like, are we just now supposed to be okay with like spoilers for something about Mary? Is that?
But what if it's like the third Harry Potter and they or something that you're trying to spoil, but they haven't even watched the first one yet, and they're trying to make time to go through that series?
Accidental blind spoilers. I've seen that happen with games before, where people spoil things by accident.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like it should be the same for games. Like, I know the Final Fantasy VII remake is coming out soon, but like, as far as I'm concerned, it's not possible to spoil Final Fantasy VII for somebody. The game's been out, unless you're a newborn infant, the game has been out for like 17 years. You had your chance, okay?
Exactly, it's super classic. I heard it's gonna be way different, but
yeah,
they're like remaking
it completely. If you spoil it, it might be by accident, because you don't know the actual consequences of the new version.
I heard it's not even gonna have turn-based combat, was the DL.
Character-based action game is what I heard.
I kind of like this. If the movie can be shown on TV, not on the movie channels, but on like cable or
TNT or something?
Yeah, exactly. If it can be like the Saturday movie of the week or something, then you can't. It's no longer in spoiler territory. You can, because you could spoil it for yourself just by flipping channels accidentally. So
like Finding Dory is on Blu-ray now, but it's not available on general TV.
You should not spoil Finding Dory until May or June of 2018, in my opinion.
All right, sounds good. I'm with you. I'll enforce that then, if that's what we're going with.
2 years.
I think, honestly, the TV window is even like a little bit more lenient, I think, because like our Sci-Fi network made a big deal. They're like, we're showing Prometheus, and like that movie came out in 2012, so yeah, it might even be like a longer window.
I don't get the hate for that movie either. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I didn't even realize it was an Alien series movie till like 90% of the way through it though, because I'm an idiot.
You wanna break it down?
I respectfully disagree.
I agree with Ryan, unfortunately, on this one.
I very much dislike Prometheus, and yet
why?
Because it's I wanted it to be like sci-fi horror, but instead it was like more of a slasher flick, and
it was more suspenseful.
Really yes.
It doesn't really pick up until 60-70% of the way through. Any action kind of builds up, and then
I also like I have a problem with movies, and the standard response to this is you got to suspend your disbelief, and I understand that to some extent, but I have a problem with movies that have dumb scientists, because it breaks my immersion of like, why are these guys chosen to be astronauts when they like,
all get killed? Or wait, sorry, spoilers.
No, it was on TV. It was on TV.
Okay. They all get killed.
than the scientists. And keep in mind that one of the main sequences at the beginning was the guy that's responsible for creating maps.
Yeah.
Becomes incredibly lost almost immediately.
The botanist who gets scared but then encounters an alien snake and is like,
That's another one.
good to go, buddy. Like,
No, it wouldn't want to hurt us. Let me put it near my face.
That was pretty stupid, now that I think
I
about
don't know
it.
what that is.
the anthropologist who discovers the existence of alien life who may indeed be our creators and then is depressed about it for reasons that make no sense to me.
Yeah, because it's over. The search is over. There's nothing left to find. Rip.
Oh.
Damn. Now I'm starting not to like it as much.
No. You, by all means, like, I think if I had not been as hyped for it, I could have been in that camp. But I
kind of just randomly watched it one day. I didn't even really give it I wasn't hyped for it at all.
I was like, I overexcited myself, and I was pretty confident it was gonna be like an alien movie, and the trailer was, in my opinion, very, very well cut. And,
Yeah, it was a good trailer.
And then when I got in, and they were like, as soon as they took their helmets off and they get inside of the superstructure.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't they even question about if the atmosphere was acidic, and then they took off the helmets?
I don't remember.
I thought that came up.
It's actually been a while.
Yeah,
me.
I was on the fence about that movie after I'd seen it. I was like, liked it and kind of didn't, and then I watched the podcast and they ripped it apart, and I understood why like a lot of the writing was kind of awful. I felt bad about it for a while, and I was like, you know what, it's just a movie, really.
It's just a movie.
Will vouch for this. Like, I saw it in theaters with her pretty soon after we met, and I was like, I'm so excited for this. Like, this looks so good. And then it was not when the movie got out. I was like, oh, that was kind of wonky. Like,
It's Insidious, right? It took a while.
Well, no. In the middle of the movie, I was like,
Oh.
rolling my eyes, like openly sighing, at least to her, and I was like, this is a huge disappointment for me personally.
At least you didn't walk out of it. I've walked out of 2 movies before.
What movies have you walked out of?
Anna and the King.
Like in 1997 or something?
Yep, it was on a date. I was on a date. And it was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. I was like
Holy
15
crap,
or
dude.
16.
That was
And-
not what I was
That's a
expecting.
strong opinion, man.
And then I walked
King.
out of the village,
Oh, okay.
which
yeah.
was also a
Kinda see
date.
that one, yeah. The only one I can remember walking out of is Team America.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, they got to the vomiting part, and I was like, this isn't funny. And I was with a date at the time, and she was like, yeah, this is really stupid. And then we walked out.
That's great. I mean,
Oh, the date walk
I know I'm
out.
gonna get shit for that, by the way. I know.
I watched
Most
Team
people
America
like
with my parents, so it's not like my experience was less awkward. But
Right.
who goes on a date to see Anna and the King? I can't.
We
Honestly,
were 15.
That's the first time I've heard of or thought of the movie Anna and the King in like at least 15 years. I've only walked out of the second Transformers movie. But it wasn't even, I didn't get up.
Valid movie to walk
I
out
didn't
of.
get up and then go like, I'm gonna walk out. I got up to go to the bathroom, and then on the way back, I was like, do I really want to go back in? And then I
Right.
texted my friend, and
Oh man.
he left as well, and we just snuck in to see The Hangover again.
I was gonna say you should have just, rolled it into a new movie.
That's what we did. I was like, this movie was not worth it. I'm not gonna ask for a
Paid your
refund.
dues.
Exactly. Like, I feel somewhat justified. I'll go see like the 11 p.m. show of The Hangover, and no skin off the theater's scrote.
I can guarantee you probably had a better time than that one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like 19, and that movie spoke to me at the time. So
Pretty funny, I thought. I like that.
Yeah, they get worse, I feel like, as they progress.
I agree.
But the first one was pretty gold.
Yeah, I thought The Hangover 1 is fine.
When's Jim Carrey gonna make a good movie again? This guy.
What was
He's
the last
Canadian,
movie?
right?
He's Canadian, correct? Yeah.
Very much so, yes.
Thank you for the deference and respect. I appreciate it. What was the last movie he was like in? He's in Kick-Ass too.
Yeah, but didn't he like quit early and like sue or something because he didn't want to be in there?
He tweeted like, "Don't go see it because it's too violent."
Oh.
Yeah, something like that. He didn't have like a major role really in that movie too much.
The one where he's in jail, where he's the con man.
Ah, I love you, Philip.
Dumb and Dumber 2, I guess.
Oh, that's right. Dumb and Dumber 2.
Forgot he even did that.
It's like last year.
You know, Jim Carrey, it looks almost exactly the same, but the other actor, he is aged quite a bit. It looks like
Jeff Daniels. You know, he looks like a 55-year-old man.
Kind of looks like a burlap sack a little bit, which I feel bad saying.
Oh, why did I?
A little bit like a burlap sack.
I'm just slapping
I
this
can see
D4 left and right, looking for
He was
something
in
good.
Mr. Popper's Penguins? That was like 2008, though. Mr. Popper's Penguins, right? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
I think Jim Carrey. I actually really liked I Love You, Philip Morris. Yeah, that movie. I thought that movie was pretty good.
It surprised me like 4 or 5 times, which I didn't expect to be surprised at all, let alone 4 or 5 times.
Didn't expect to be surprised at all.
Well, I just figured it was going to be a sort of predictable, maybe entertaining, character kind of driven thing, and it was, but it was also had some moments to it.
That's like that's a poetic line, though. I didn't expect to be surprised.
Oh, they can use it in the review if they want. I don't mind.
I guess you can expect to be surprised. Like
if you go into a Saw movie, you're gonna expect to be surprised.
Exactly. Or if I was at like a magic show, I'd be like, I expect to be surprised. Did you guys see the new David Blaine special on Netflix?
I watched 2 different things on him there. One was like real magic, and the other was behind the mirror of David Blaine cutting his head off in 2016. Because I saw your tweet.
That's great.
I forgot what the new one was called.
I can't remember either.
Netflix is like
There's
David
2 of
Blaine,
them.
real or fake.
He literally sticks nails through his body, and it's not even a trick. He just does it.
He goes to like he's hanging out with Ricky Gervais, and he just takes like an ice pick and just shoves it through his hand. It makes no blood. And then Ricky Gervais is like losing his mind. He's like, holy fuck.
He takes it to a doctor, and the doctor watches him, and he gets it x-rayed with it through his hand.
I think, like, it was either Bear or Mouth was telling me, like, he did it so much, he gave himself, like, exclusively scar tissue. So
it's like a piercing.
Whenever he does it, like, it doesn't generate any blood because it's all dead tissue in there anyway.
Yeah, he's a sick fucker. He's sick. Just sits around all day stabbing his hand, man. Like,
did you see him, like, on that clip where he's, like, spitting up frogs for Dave Chappelle and Drake?
I see him spit up goldfish.
That's in the special, but there's, like, another one where he's hanging out with Dave Chappelle, and he just, like, takes a glass of water and just throws up frogs into it, like, over and over. And
everybody's hanging with him before he threw up a frog.
I don't know, dude, but like in the goldfish one, it took him like an hour to throw up the goldfish that he swallowed.
Yeah.
It wasn't alive, right?
It was alive.
They're alive, all right.
He ate it, and when it came up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They'll live in there for a little bit.
Start to kill it?
Eventually.
So much water, I guess maybe like it dilutes the acid for a while or something. Like it's actually crazy.
Yeah. He has to have a lot of water in there to even have enough force to push them back up. It's in stomach. He went and found a guy on a viral video that did it, and basically went to like, what was it, like Africa or something?
Yeah,
this guy was
Liberia,
doing it?
man.
Yeah, and found this guy. He put up wanted ads looking for this guy, and the guy had taught himself how to intake water from the river so he could have fresh water to wash his clothes all day. So he could propel water from his stomach, and he taught David Blaine how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know
over
if
time.
Using that water to wash your clothes with.
He was washing his clothes with it.
I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Okay, yeah,
Clean
that's
water.
pretty wild.
Yeah, David, he's progressed from like a magician to a guy who's like, I spent the last like 15 years training to do this ridiculous shit, and it's actually hilarious now.
He's like a YouTube prankster that actually does things.
Yeah, exactly.
My fiance thinks he's Satan. so.
Could be.
Like, he's not the devil. Come on.
That would be pretty
Grandma
amazing,
thought David
though.
Copperfield was the devil. I don't even know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she really hated David
Have you
Copperfield.
told me that before? I think you
Yeah, I
might
have.
It's like, that's so funny because he's like the most like slick, like
really, like a nice
big-time
guy.
magician. Yeah.
He walked through the Great Wall of China. Which he probably just found, like, a hidden trap door or something.
Well, that's
Go
what I would
through.
think about, like, when I saw, like, those Criss Angel tricks, where he's like, you know, here's a Chevy Tucson, and then I'm gonna wave my hands and the curtain's gonna come up, and then it's gonna disappear. And then he does it, and you're like, the first time, if you turn your brain off, you're like, that's amazing. How did he do that? And then you're like, well, maybe when the curtain was up, he just drove it off. And then, like, they cut the camera, and then they pulled the curtain down, and you're like, there, it's not there anymore.
That's wild shit. I would have never figured that one out.
I love the Criss Angel. We talked about it again, but the Criss Angel one where he pulls that lady in half, but it's actually a contortionist and a little person. Like that's
Yeah.
the trick. Is that it's not one person. It's two people. One of
That's
whom is
how they
very
do it.
flexible, and the other one is just small in stature.
That's like the three little kids stacked up on each other with the trench coat.
Yeah, exactly. One ticket to Transformers: The Dark of the Moon, please. It's actually Revenge of the
I was about to say, I
It's one
think
of
we skipped Age of Extinctions in there somewhere. Like,
Age of Extinction.
I'm amazed you could think of any titles for those at all.
Well, I saw like the first Transformers movie in theaters, and I was like, I don't like it, but it's okay. Like it's not horrible. And the second movie was offensively bad, in my opinion. And that's when I stopped. That's when I was like, I'm not gonna punish myself anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
there's so many. They just keep riding it. And it's weird they like partial use actors too. Like it's weird how they fade actors out and stuff that are I feel like would never lose importance. Like, oh, we just don't talk to him anymore.
Like, wait, the second one still has Megan Fox.
Yeah.
But then they replace her, and then
It still has
like,
Shia LaBeouf in the second one too, I think.
Yeah, but then he's not. Isn't Mark Wahlberg like the guy in?
He's in some of them. I don't know.
And they must pay like really well because they get some respectable actors. Like
I like Mark Wahlberg. Like Sniper, I like that a lot. There's a bunch of movies that are pretty good, action movies.
I mostly like Mark Wahlberg.
I don't
What's
like
the one where
some of
he's,
his
like,
comedy
a cop
movies.
from Boston.
That would be The Departed, probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe I did see The Departed then and just forgot what it was called.
That's
But I like that movie.
Yeah, Departed is real good.
I thought I hadn't seen it. That's weird.
Wouldn't
seen
walk
it on
out of that
TV.
movie.
Finally hit a good build. Proptosis Tech 10. This one's gonna stick. It's so
No.
slow.
Look, okay. There's no easy way to say it. It's Tech X.
Tech X? I can't call it Tech 10?
You called it Tech Point 5 in an episode recently, Ryan.
I know. I do as I say, not as I do.
I know, I'm just saying.
I thought maybe there was one other movie I walked out of, but I think what I'm actually remembering is when I saw Bruno and a bunch of people walked out.
Oh man, that one was... I watched that and was like,
Bruno
oh, I thought
was
Borat
funny.
was bad.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
So much
I know,
donger in that movie.
Dude, I kind of liked Bruno, but there was definitely like an audible shuffling of people getting out of the theater at the moment when he uses a slingshot to propel himself into the anus of his lover. Like, definitely,
I knew that was gonna come up at some point.
there was a lot of like, what? Like, where's the funny accent? Funny man? I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, I found that movie to be a lot funnier than The Dictator, which I couldn't sit through.
I haven't even seen that one yet.
I still think Borat was, well, Ali G and then Borat are like his top form.
It happened in our theater too. It was at the stage with the talking dick.
Ah.
Tell you a movie I should have walked out of. The Last Kiss, starring Zach Braff.
don't think I know what that is.
Never seen that. You watch some interesting movies.
There was a
Tell
time.
ya.
There was a time when I watched interesting movies. Now I just go to the theater to see anything that has above 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, and included in that every Marvel movie, and that's pretty much it.
You gotta check out Man vs. Snake on Netflix. It was so good.
I've
It was just
also
like
watched
King
every
of
Marvel
Kong, but
movie.
it was about Nibbler, the arcade game. It had a lot of the
I've
same
watched that.
characters, actually.
Yeah, that guy.
They're
I
good.
found his Twitch stream,
Whoa, really?
and I went and
Yeah, I
followed
followed
him.
him on Twitter. I'm gonna go try and talk to him because he seems like a nice guy.
He does
should
some
play
a lot of Guitar Hero.
Yeah, he's super into Guitar Hero.
Dad
Solid movie. I
Nibbler.
had no idea I was gonna become like emotional about the arcade game Nibbler by the end of it. So
Fuck,
it sold me
Mary,
on it.
kill. Billy Mitchell, Roy Schiltz, Walter Day.
I'd marry Walter Day because he believes in transcendental meditation. And he's
He does.
clearly a kind soul.
But Billy Mitchell's got that hot sauce empire, man.
That's still working for him. 'Cause he seems to be spending a lot of time calling up people in arcades.
That's true, actually. He spends a lot of time on the cell phone with people in arcades.
So I guess I'd
man.
fuck Billy Mitchell. I don't know who
shit.
the third person was.
Roy Schilt, Mr. Perfect, the Missile Command.
No,
I haven't seen him.
Excuse me, nobody knows who Roy Schilt is.
I
With a
played
bunch
the
of amateurs.
shit out of Missile Command as a kid, though.
I don't know
I think-
much about the team.
What's the name of the guy who says there's like a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up? It's like Brian Cook.
Your memory is so fucking good. I have
It
no
is-
idea how you do that.
I don't know how he does it either. It's disgusting. I can only
I don't know
remember
if that's
video
right. I'm
game
gonna
things.
trust
I don't
you.
remember names very well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to know an Isaac item or where to find something in Final Fantasy, like, I'm your guy, but...
Oh yeah, I memorized that Dark Souls map real well.
Mm-hmm. It's just what I prioritize what interests me is the only thing I can remember. Things that interest me are the only thing I can remember, and who is in a movie doesn't interest me. Only what their character in the movie.
Same. I can't
And
even
same with
remember what people
bands.
look like.
Like,
I
I
mean, I
never
don't
know the band's
really-
name of people.
I don't really understand where it comes from. It's just sort of like there.
You
Just
good
there to
genetics, I
access.
guess. Just, like solid memory.
Yeah, like, only child.
I'm also an only child. I don't remember shit.
I wish
didn't
I was
play
the
that
only
game?
child.
You didn't play that game as an only child? I'm bored, let's remember things?
JK, I love my sister.
No, I didn't. And you also played the math game, and I didn't do that either.
What was this math game?
You would just do casual multiplication in your mind when you were bored.
That's like,
Okay, that's interesting.
that's a selfish act because you're like, I'm bored. Let's, level up my real life skills.
I would just
think
like,
about it
play
like
through
that.
math again.
I'm way better at leveling up my in-game skills than my actual human body skills, okay?
Yeah.
My physical attribute of strength is pretty low in real life.
I like dick around in some marathon map maker for 8 hours, and that was like my idea of staying entertained.
What is it, marathon? Oh, I thought you were talking about...
marathon. Yeah.
I actually thought you were talking about EU4. When you said marathon map maker, you actually mean making maps for
Maps for
marathon.
marathon.
Okay.
Should
yeah,
I roll this again? I don't know. I'm feeling frisky.
Can you remember the whole of Nate Dogg and Warren G's Regulate? I can, but there's one phrase that I can never remember how it goes. You talk amongst yourselves.
I want there to be Nate Silverdog.
I'm fighting
Predicts
Chubb.
elections and raps about it.
I have Isaac's heart.
Sure, let's take a little last health away. Let's see.
Why
Demon
do I
Baby,
shoot
totally
so
worth it.
fast? What is making me shoot
Ah,
that fast?
Okay. They got my homie hemmed up and they all around. Or something, no.
Straight hit the ground.
So wait, what does he say? And if Dan Giesling's here, you can hook us up. But yeah,
Oh my god.
Break it down on that.
they got my homie hemmed up and they all around. And then like I just kind of mumble the next like 6 lyrics because I can never remember. But then he's like, I must pull out my strap and lay them busters down.
Busters make me feel good.
They got my homie hemmed up and they all around. Ain't none of them seeing if they going straight pound for pound. Pound for pound.
Isn't that like too many syllables there?
It sounds like too many. But
no, you gotta you gotta flick it with your tongue a little, you know.
I trust he's got it figured out. I was just wondering.
Look, I know that Nate Dogg is about to make some bodies turn cold. All right. That's the only lyric I don't know in Regulate is that one. It's like, none of them seem to going straight pound for pound. And then it's like, better pull up real quick before they start the clown. I best pull out my strap.
Start the clown?
I don't know about the clown.
That's when you like play the fool or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Play the Joker's card.
Exactly.
Some of those rap terms are getting outdated on the older rap songs.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
But newer rap still is just so much shittier, I feel like.
I mean, there's that lyric in, I think it's Changes by Tupac, where he says, like, you know, they're going to kill you for your cellular phone. And you're like, really? I mean, it's 1992, I guess. Those things
Everybody's
are like
got one. They're like
Or like-
easy.
See him coming from a mile away.
Fucking with me because I'm a teenager with a little bit of gold and a pager. I'm like, Ice Cube, I think they dislike you for more reasons than you owning a pager. Like,
Well, pager implies potential that you might be holding drugs, I think.
right, but I think they
Or
hate him
business.
because of his pager.
Could be a business thing, so they think he's rich.
Maybe he's behind the curve. Maybe you're not supposed to have a pager anymore.
It's probably like a Motorola car phone, that, you know,
How are those
plug
things
into your
powered anyway? They go in your lighter?
Yeah, you put them in your cigarette lighter. Right
Maybe
next
they use too
to,
much wattage.
right next to the gin faucet that we used to have on cars in the 80s.
Woo, just in time.
Yeah, I'm